Hi guys, it's Mark with Gables on the Go, and for those of you guys that have been watching our channel for a little while, I guess you know by now that we recently purchased a house. It's the one behind us right there. We're going to do a whole video on the upgrades that we're making to this little house, things we're doing to make it better, all the work we had to do. But one of the things that I wanted to film for you guys that we just had finished, and probably one of the biggest problems I see down here in the Florida Keys, and I'm sure this is true in any coastal community anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world for that matter, and it's concrete spalling. It can be a really huge and expensive deal, and hopefully for you guys that are thinking about purchasing a home on the coast, or if you already have a home on the coast, I want to show you what concrete spalling is. I want to tell you why it's so dangerous, and I also want to talk with you a little bit about how much it costs to repair. Yes, it can be repaired in most cases, and I'm going to show you firsthand what that looks like. Guys, I want to say one thing before I go into any more on this. I am not a contractor. I'm not a spalling repair guy or concrete guy. Always consult your licensed contractors on this stuff. The stuff I'm going to share with you today is just what I've learned being a homeowner, and share those things that I've learned with you so that maybe you can spot it if you need to, and obviously hopefully your real estate agent that you're working with can spot it too. So spalling is a function of the rebar inside the concrete rusting. Basically the rust causes the rebar to expand. When it expands, it just cracks the concrete. It's almost like ice freezing inside of a rock or inside of concrete. That will split the concrete as well. You'll see it show up in cracks on the house, and you'll see the cracks in the concrete. If you see a crack in concrete, it's not always spalling, but it certainly is a good sign, and it's something that you want to have checked out for sure. It can be very expensive to fix spalling. Spalling repairs can run $400 a foot. A running foot of the crack can cost you $400 to get repaired. The spalling that Laurie and I had done on our house, we had 5 or 6 of our pillars done and some corners of our concrete block house or concrete structure under the house, and that cost us about $13,000 by the time we were all said and done. This was really a cool process to watch them do. They actually take concrete saws and air chisels, and they chip out all this concrete all around these cracks, and they will keep chipping it out behind the rebar and up through the rebar until they reach rebar that is not rusted, that's silver again, and then they'll stop there. Then they take this black colored stuff. I don't know what the name of it is. I didn't get into all the details of it, but they coat everything on the inside with this, and then they actually grind off all the rust from the rebar and then coat it with this other stuff. It's the kind of greenish colored stuff you see over the rebar there. And supposedly that locks or reseals that rebar from any rust getting in there again. The black stuff in the back is supposed to seal the concrete off and allow the new concrete to adhere to that, creating a watertight seal inside there. And then they finish everything off from there. But it was a really cool process to watch them do. So I wanted to show you guys what these spalling repairs look like. So they build these frames around all the chipped off part that you saw earlier, and they actually just drill the plywood. You can see where they put the screws right into the concrete right here, and then all that was chipped out, so they build up to it and they leave this little gap up here at the top right there, and they just fill that with concrete. Let me show you another one over here that you can tell. Of course, they got the whole house held up by these jack poles right there. They have to tie your permitting stuff out here for the code guy when he comes by here. He checks that stuff. But anyway, here's one that you can see where they built like a little funnel at the top of it, and they just frame it in around the pole, and they left a gap right down in there, and they pour the concrete down in there, and then he takes this thing, it's like a hammer drill, and vibrates this whole pole and vibrates that concrete down into that so that it settles out and all the air bubbles and stuff get out of it. and then tomorrow they'll come back, strip all this plywood off of it, knock off that excess concrete, sand everything down, and just make it back into the original pole again. Such a mess down here. Laurie and I got so much cleaning to do, but you can see on this one, we actually had our water pipes running down there, and they got the same thing. There's their little gap right there. Poured that whole pole back in, sealed everything up. This whole pole right here is about gone. Look at that. All that has been done all the way up to the top. Good as new, and of course they're actually repaired. They're not just painted or fixed up. They're actually repaired from the inside, and according to the contractor should be as strong as they were when they were first poured. You know, I see a lot of houses where we have inspectors go in and they look at these houses and they'll see a crack like this, and you know, you can imagine before they busted all this stuff off of it right here, it just looked like a crack in the concrete, and it looked like spalling. But actually, it turned out they stripped all this off. It was not spalling at all. What it was just a crack in the masonry on the outside, whatever, the plaster on the outside, whatever they call that stuff. And guys, as you know, I'm no concrete expert by any means. If I was, I probably would have tried to do this stuff myself. But these repairs do require a permit down here in the Keys, and you have to have a licensed contractor do this stuff. And so you need to go about it the right way, and that's the way we had to do it, go through the whole process. It's not cheap, but anyway, this turned out not to be spalling. You can see the underlying concrete is not actually split. That wall's in good shape. It was just the facing on the outside that I don't know what they call this stuff, plaster on the outside had begun to separate and dry out. So we're going to have that all redone right there, and actually I think we're going to have them smooth all of this out. We don't like this rough look like that. We're going to actually have them go back over it with a coat and make it nice and smooth so that these walls look nice and clean again. And of course we're replacing all these windows, and all this old stuff on this house is going to go, and we'll have it looking like new here soon, hopefully. So this is what things look like after they get done. I still haven't taken down the bungee cord where they had our permit up here. I'll do that later. But anyway, so you can see the way the columns look after they're finished. Everything is sealed. Go back to the area specifically that they fixed for us. You can see on this one right here. So you can see the line there where they have a little bit different color right here. The stucco on the outside where they finish everything else. Of course, we've got to go back now, repaint these, reseal these, and they'll be good to go. And I am sorry for all the junk everywhere, guys. We got a boat being worked on over there. We're still trying to get this place in order, so things are not looking good. But there's a repair completed. This one over here was really bad. You can see this one. If you remember from earlier in the video, that was all just cracked and shattered. So now all that's been repaired, and all we have to do now is paint it, reseal it, paint it, and we're back to like new. So that's what the finished product looks like. And guys, I know you all have been asking about our little house and showing you the updates on it. I'll show you the back of the house up there on the porch. You can see a little bit of it. All that's being redone, new siding, new windows, everything. So we've got a lot of work to do. We'll give you an inside tour very soon, as soon as Laurie and I feel comfortable enough doing that. Guys, I hope something in this video you found useful. I hope there's some good information in there for you, so that if you're considering buying a home on the coast where spalling could be an issue, at least you know a little bit about what to expect and how to go about it. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys next time on Gables on the Go. Bye.